Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Connect to Florida. Today we're going to be talking about sale breakers, things that will kill your deal faster than you can even get your deal started. So these are important things because a lot of them don't apply up north, and a lot of people, it's just natural. You bring your up north brain to Florida and you don't know what you don't know. I say it all the time, but it's actually very, very true. So grab your coffee. Let's get into it. All right, now before we jump into this, let me do a quick introduction. My name is Barrett Pastor, and I've been a real estate broker for about 27 years. So hopefully I'm coming to you from a place of knowledge and experience, and I can help you navigate all things Florida real estate. If you need a referral anywhere in the state of Florida, my team and I cover the entire state. Even if you are looking on the other coast or in the center of the state, maybe the Panhandle, an area that I'm familiar with, but I don't work personally, my team has got you covered. So reach out by email. We can have a little 5-10 minute conversation and I'll get you in touch with the best agent in your area. And also, if you need me, I will leave my email right here, and all my contact information is always down below. So let's jump into, what do I have here? I have 11 things that are majorly problematic in Florida. I would say don't buy one of these, and if you do, correct the problem as quickly as you can. And if you don't, then just know that you did that with eyes wide open, because it's that important. And I can already tell as I'm reading the list I created, I can think of a few more. If you watch my channel, you've probably heard some other ones that maybe we'll just touch on them. All right, so number one, a very, very short, stubby, small driveway. You know what I'm talking about. I mean the type of driveway that literally half your car will fit on, and then you're into the garage. What if you have an SUV? What if you and your wife have an SUV? What if you have a really nice, like $100,000 truck that won't fit? And by the way, on your $100,000 truck, there are some communities that still think they can tell you that you can't have it. I am here to tell you that there are new laws that the governor put in place that state that the HOA cannot make that rule. That's been a big problem because the pickup truck of the 70s, like Sanford and Son type, you know what I'm talking about? That's not what people are buying now. People are buying really, really nice trucks. So anyway, I digress, but you know what I'm talking about. There are some homes, single family homes, villas, that the driveway is just so teeny tiny and it's a big problem. No animals allowed. If you buy a condo where you can't have any animals at all, and you might say, well, what about a cat? Can you not? No animals. There are communities that state you cannot have an animal of any kind. Now, you might say, well, I don't care. I have a cat. I'm going to hide the cat. I don't care. I have my little Carlton is coming with me no matter what, and I will hide him. I will put him in my purse. He's very quiet, and I'm bringing him with me. Listen, that is your call. If you get caught, you and little Carlton might get kicked out. I have seen it before. I actually know somebody that moved from a community because she got caught bringing 2 cats into a property that she wasn't supposed to bring the cats into. So it was going to be a big lawsuit. It was going to be a nightmare. She was going to lose because she did sign off on that. So just don't do it. On the front end, don't push your luck on that. Number 3, power towers. You know what I'm talking about. Above ground power towers. Now you might say, well, what if it's like a half a mile away? I still wouldn't do it. Let me tell you what recently happened over in the Pelican Sound area. Was it Pelican Sound or Pelican Landing? I don't remember. I think it was Pelican Sound. There's an area of land where they really need a cell tower. There's a spot in Estero where it's really hard to get service no matter what you do. You can add a booster, you could try anything, and it's really hard to get good, strong service. So they knew they needed to put, this just happened like not even 3 years ago. They knew they needed to put a cell phone tower in this open plot of land that nobody's using, nobody's going to use it, it's floodplain, who cares? It got voted down because the people that could see it, just visually see it, made a big giant deal about it and said, nope, we don't want it, it's going to devalue our property, we don't want it. So would that have devalued their property? Maybe if you're really, really close to it, like let's just say within 100 feet, maybe even 200 feet. But if it was just way out in your binoculars distance, probably not. But they made a big enough deal out of it that they didn't put it up. So now those people don't have as good of cell phone service. And you might rightly be yelling at the screen saying,
"What a bunch of idiots, Barrett. Now they can't make phone calls."
No, you know what? They're renters and they probably only come to the community X amount of time. And you might say, well, how come renters would be allowed a vote? Good question. But that's what happened. You all, I'm looking at myself right now and my nose is so red. I feel like I get sunburned so easily. It doesn't matter how much sunscreen I put. I'm in front of a window right now and the sun, it comes in even when it's kind of like dreary out. Anyway, I digress. Polybutylene pipes problem. You may not have even heard of that. Those are the pipes that, so here's what happened. A long time ago, like 25 years ago or something, there were these pipes. They're called polybutylene. It is on most of the seller's disclosures. We have a lot of seller's disclosures in Florida, but they ask you, do you have these? And what happens is a lot of sellers, they don't know if they have them or not. So it's the fittings. There are certain fittings on some of these polybutylene pipes that give way, they're defective, and people have had problems with their pipes bursting. So if you have polybutylene pipes, be prepared if you're selling your property that you're probably going to have all new piping put in. And if you're thinking about buying one of those properties, you're going to have trouble getting insurance, and it's going to cost you at least $5,000 to have that remedied, depending on a lot of things. But keep in mind, you got to have finished work done. I mean, that's a big, big project. So keep that in mind. Busy roads, just don't do it. Just don't do it. There is a beautiful community in Estero called Corkscrew Shores. There are a lot of homes that are for sale in Corkscrew Shores right now. And I was like, why are the prices so low in Corkscrew? They have beautiful amenities. Their pool, I would stand their pool up against most country club style pools. They have gorgeous amenities. And I'm like, what is going on? Well, when I looked, all of the homes, not all, but like every third home that backs to Corkscrew Road, which is a really busy road now, was not when Corkscrew Shores was built, is now. So really, really loud. It doesn't even matter the price. If I'm making up the model or whatever, pick any, let's say Mystique. Let's say the Mystique Pulte model. Inside the neighborhood, if that's selling for $800,000 and they're offering it backing to Corkscrew for $650,000, not worth it. Just don't even do it, because you will, not only will you hate yourself when you're sitting in your beautiful pool with the major road noise back and forth all day long, you'll have no peace and quiet, and guess what? Nobody will buy that. 20-year-old roof. I don't care if it's tile, I don't care if it's steel. It does not matter. If it's a 20-year-old roof, it's going to be a problem. And people will, this is what people always say, well, it's never leaked, or the other one, your air conditioner is 18 years old.
Well, it's a workhorse. I've never had any problems with this workhorse.
Listen, That's great. You're going to keep it. You're going to be with your roof and your workhorse for a lot longer if you're trying to sell your house, because smart buyers, especially those that watch this channel, are not falling for that gig. Over 3 levels, so floor 1, 2, 3, with no elevator. So if you are in one of those communities where there's 3 levels, we call it a low rise, and somebody's got to go up 3 sets of stairs, probably more like 6, to get to the top without an elevator, you're going to have problems selling that if you buy that. Now, you might say, well, I don't care because I run the Boston Marathon. Doesn't matter to me. But other people may not, okay? And as you age, you may not. And when you're trying to bring up a Costco style thing of water up 6 steps all the way to the top, that's going to be a problem for you up and down with the groceries. So think that through before you do that, even if you are really physically fit. Cocktail pools are the worst. I understand that you and Lovey do not mind. You're not going to swim in your pool anyway. You just want that small itty bitty cocktail pool. Listen, no one else does. They don't. Nobody does. You may enjoy the extra large sort of hot tub feel of the cocktail pool, but no one else does. When your grandkids come and they want to swim in the pool and they're going 4 feet across and 4 feet the other way, they don't want that. So back in the day, you know, maybe in the early 90s, they used to build homes with what was called a cocktail pool. Obviously, you get the connotation. You're sitting out there, you're relaxing, you and Lovey, and you're having a little wine, listening to Frank Sinatra, but you're going to be doing that for eternity because nobody wants that. And digging up a pool and making a new pool, mega expensive. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say a 2-story. 2-stories are really hard to sell in Southwest Florida. Now, not in all areas of Florida. There are other areas that just trend younger, but in Southwest Florida, not so much. People just don't want the 2-story. Now, you might say, well, what if it's a 1.5 stories and the main floor has the master bedroom? It doesn't matter because all you're doing is cooling that upper level, you're furnishing that upper level, and nobody uses it except for guests when they come to show up. The other thing with a 2-story, because there aren't that many of them, because most people don't want to build them, you can be on that 2nd floor. And remember, the houses in Florida are close together, Southwest Florida, they're really close together. So if you're up, let's say you have one of those bonus rooms and you want to use it for an art room, I would fall victim to that because I'm an artist by hobby. So I would want all the light coming in. But here's the thing, it's a big window. You look out that window and you're looking right down into your neighbor's home, and the neighbors might have 3 kids and they're in the pool all the time. And also the neighbors might feel like you're strange because there you are and you're looking out the window and you're hanging out and you're upstairs because you never use it, and it feels like you're just staring out the window at it. Backing to another house. I say this about Cape Coral all the time. If you're going to buy in Cape Coral, at least don't back to another house. You back to anything, not a road, but back to anything else, back to water, back to a preserve, back to open land that you know for sure is not going to be developed. But if you're backing to another house, the houses are just too close together. And when I make the joke that you can see in somebody's kitchen, you literally can. All right, one more that's a big problem, garage laundry. Have you seen that? If you've been looking at real estate in Florida, that is something that's relatively common in homes that were built sort of in that 1995 to maybe like 2005 range. By the way, as I'm saying that out loud, let me add another one, Chinese drywall. I'm going to tell you do your homework on that because I know this video is about 15 minutes long now and I don't like them to run too long. Chinese drywall, also a problem. Frame homes, also a problem. Just as an aside. But garage laundry, think about that. If you're somebody that accumulates laundry, you're going to have to put your laundry in your garage at that point. And some people say, well, I like having garage laundry because then I get the mud room. And all the mudroom does is collect things that it becomes like a storage room, which is not exactly that great either, because why keep things that you're not going to use and you're just going to store? You know what I mean? So it ends up creating sort of a cluster, as opposed to you could add a nice laundry room and put some shelves in or some cabinets. Garage laundry takes up space in your garage. I don't know why that word is coming off so funny to me, but it takes up extra space in your garage, and maybe, you know, the front of your $200,000 Escalade is right on the, can you imagine if your kid comes out and they open the door of the washer and they hit the front of your $200,000 Escalade? So anyway, I am not a fan of garage laundry. All right, what is that? 11, 13, 15 things that are a big problem in Florida should you decide to put your foot in it.